Hello and welcome. Ooh. Hopefully that's okay. You can see me. Okay. Just get my chat, but I can see that there's some people in here, so hello and welcome. It's really nice to see you. So everything should be good, I think. My mic is okay. Yes, amazing. Okay. So, just put that there. Hopefully that's okay. So Damini, hello. Eslila, hello. Ankita, hello. Kevin, hello. Jasmine and Jan, hello. Okay, so we do have a few people in. That's great. I know that that some people, you know, it's kind of difficult with some of the streams to be able to make certain times, but I am trying to vary the streams as much as possible, especially members streams, to accommodate all members. So you can expect some slightly varied member streams soon, like the next one's 2 p.m. GMT. You can expect to see a few like that, but it's really nice to see you guys who can make it. So it's Crystal Ball, of course, so I think you all know the drill with Crystal Ball Rally. It's the same as a normal Crystal Ball stream, where it's specific questions for the Crystal Ball, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But I do have some cards with me, so I'll go over those. Might as well go over them now, since we have a few people in. So I don't have a lot of space for them, which is why I'm kind of pottering around here. I don't have too much space for them. Okay, maybe you go there. So we have, oh, it's wet, sorry. Starseed, Akashic, Angel, Earth Magic, Love, of course. And we have new love cards on the way. I'm super excited to change my love cards for once. But we do have those ones at the moment. And then we have the Sufi Wisdom as well. And yeah, the Starseed. So yeah, do let me know if you want cards. Of course, you're very welcome to cards. If there's a specific card you want that's not here, if it is within reach, I will grab it. So just let me know. Oh, Moon Magic, just on my lap there, just chilling. So yeah, so you can go ahead with your questions. That's absolutely fine. Just go ahead. But yeah, I really hope you guys are doing well. I am great as well. I am great. I'm just Ella. Hello and welcome. So shout out to Ella. We have a new Root Chakra member. So we'll just go over the membership. Just, you know, when we have a new person, it's good to go over it. So if you are a Root Chakra, so that's the lowest tier, that 396 hertz, you have at least 2 extra crystal balls a month, and you have 1 channeling. So you get a channeling. Channeling is only for members. So at least 2 extra crystal balls and 1 channeling for Root Chakra members. If you go up to the Heart Chakra tier, is it 639 hertz? So sorry, I should know. It's Solfeggio. I should know that. But the Heart Chakra, the second tier, get at least 3 extra crystal balls and 2 channelings. So, yes. I'll get into it though. I can see some questions here, but hello and welcome to Ella. It's really nice to see you as a member. Very nice. So I think we begin. Okay, the first question is Kevin. How will my tomorrow's M1 exam go? Anything to keep in mind? Anything to keep in mind. Okay. So there's really high positive energy around it. Like I feel really good about it. Best of luck, obviously, of course, I will always say that. But I feel really, really good about it. I would say the main thing to keep in mind is it's kind of coming through as calming energy. So, you know, being kind of your relaxed energies. Or I will always say self-belief as well. It's not necessarily coming through the ball, but I will always say self-belief. Calming energies is really the only thing coming through the ball, so I would say that you got this. So best of luck to you. That seems pretty nice. Pretty good. So a starseed card for Gemini, absolutely. So beginning of starseed, very nice. So you have this one. I think you can see it the correct way on this. It's a laptop stream, not a mobile stream. It's a little bit better, I think. It says, "I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life." So it's really about coming a bit more in touch with something in your soul plan, something in your soul mission. Maybe it's a starseed guide from, you know, a mission you came here with in that respect from the stars, but something in relation to your soul plan. So, you know, it can be meeting that soul family member that's really important to you. It can be connecting your work with your life mission, creating something, putting something out into the world, but something where you're putting your light, you know, you're a light worker. I know I keep saying this to everybody on stream lately, but a lot of us are light workers, whether it is, you know, the way that you project your light is different for everybody, but a lot of us are light workers and we are here to project our light to others in some way. So it seems like you will come in alignment with that, basically. Jan, if he wants to keep things light and casual, then why did Caden instigate to me, saying he doesn't want to talk to me until I'm honest with him and myself over what I think our relationship is, despite me treating him platonic, okay? Yeah, so there is a disconnect between any energy you might put out that is platonic. There's a disconnect between you putting out that energy that's platonic and how he feels about that. So he does still get this kind of energy that there's something more, you're interested in something more, and he is kind of resistant to that at the moment, resistant to that. So it seems almost like just not quite believing the platonic nature, even if you are putting that out there, you know. Jasmine says, if I was to allow Randall visitation over and overnight stays with my son, would he give him back to me, okay? So, I do feel there's a few things coming through. So there's desire not to, but there's also a fear and a tiredness around anything else coming up, anything else going on, you know, like charges or any like legal things getting involved. There seems to be a worry and a fear around that as well. So it's definitely leaning more to giving him back, It just seems to be like a bit of, I'm tired of that and I think I will just do the right thing, do what I'm supposed to kind of energy. So, I mean, I still worry about it because I'm not really favourable of his energies and just in general. And Kita says, I miss Miss Venus. Miss Venus, I heard the song I Believed yesterday during my meditation. Who was this message from? Okay. So, I'm still getting C come through here, but it's almost like, I'm getting C, but there's a pushy little bit of energy from the twin flame coming through. So that's interesting, but I kind of feel like with the actual message, I'm feeling C. I feel like the twin flame's just trying to come through in general. That's how it feels. So Ankita, I'm super traumatized. In 2 days, 2 of my close friends betrayed me. Yeah, I was actually thinking about you, as I said, like that I would do, you know, prayers, meditations, things like that. I was thinking about you before. So how are you? Do you, like, update me? Are you feeling okay? How are things? Well, I know you're thinking you're super traumatized, but you had something not great go on yesterday. So I'm like willing that the things turn around for you as soon as possible. Let's do a saucy card for Ankita. I feel like as well, like I know I said this in the other chat. You know, if when people are going through things and they do express that they're going through things, if anybody who maybe trains in Reiki or energy work or just generally works, you know, knows that they can send positive energy, any prayers, anything like that, when people are having issues, I think that's a really nice thing to do as a community and to request, you know, if we can all come together and give like positive energy. So, let's do a starseed card for you. We have surrender to the sweetness. Oh, Venus energy comes up. Right, I want to get that focused. Come on. I think it's trying to focus on me. I don't think you can read it. Surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. So you've got some really vibrant, positive energy coming through. Perhaps a positive change, maybe some positive karma. But surrendering to the flow of life at the moment can sometimes mean, you know, when things and people are falling away, when we are having issues, we are having struggles come through, sometimes we do have to surrender to just allowing those to release, and that's when our new doors will open. So it's to try not to hold on too much when people have been negative, you know. There's always room, and you know, it's a really grown and nice thing to do, to give people chances and to hold space for people, but sometimes people are just beyond that, and you know, we do need to cut them loose. Kevin, why am I getting so many technical glitches and difficulties lately? Before it was security issues, then on my phone screen glitch, and now my office laptop got glitched before my exam. Okay. So it seems to be linked to something that you've done or clicked on or something in the past, and it does seem like this, whatever happened in this like kind of, I don't know if I would say like hack kind of energy, there's still some kind of access. There's still some kind of access, or perhaps even virus or access that's gone on with this incident in the past, and there's still a weakness. There's still like a kind of a way to get through. Unfortunately, yeah, that's really, really not great. You know, it's definitely something to keep at the forefront to focus on, with actual protection and maybe spiritual protection as well. Leela, what is Agent thinking and feeling about me? Is he planning to contact me? Okay. This seems, at the moment, right now, it seems like some thoughts of contact, like consideration, but not exactly like, well, of course there's no acting on it yet, otherwise you would know, but it's kind of like not planning to act on it yet, kind of considering if I should. It's more like if rather than when I'm going to. Does that make sense? Miss Venus, why did Twin Flame break the ice a few days ago? What is his intention on likely actions? Okay. So it feels a little bit like a circling back round to those emotions. So when you did kind of reconnect a little bit, it seems like, of course, emotions came up, things from the past came up and everything like that. And it seems a little bit like the Twin Flame is having difficulty in releasing those emotions fully. So it's like, I managed to release a little bit, managed to push down a little bit, and then there's a cycle of energy. It's coming back. It's almost like there's something, like, almost in his energy, he feels like there's something that still needs to be complete, you know? And I don't mean like it needs to come to an end, but it's like a knowing, like, you know, even when, like, Twin Flame, people don't call it Twin Flame, they still feel that energy, they feel that magnetic draw, they can feel it energetically and emotionally, even if they don't kind of label it, and it does feel like there's something that still needs to be done. It might be like a life lesson, or something like that, something to experience with you, and so there's a draw to you still, and I feel like distance would make that cycle a lot longer, if that makes sense. Like if you moved away, or if you got a boyfriend and he couldn't, you know, maybe try it on or anything, you know. There could be distance, there could be like a space, but I feel like there'll always be some kind of coming back together until that lesson is kind of complete and done. To be honest, I don't feel like it's a lesson. I feel like it's an experience, just an experience that you're supposed to experience together, as opposed to like a struggle or challenge or difficult lesson, if that makes sense. Because I know we often think of like, you know, we've come here with our starseed mission, we've come here with our soul mission, we've got lessons to learn, it's you know, the earth is a school and all of these things. But with some people, some things, sometimes we just have an experience to have with someone, and it isn't necessarily a challenge or a struggle or a lesson, if that makes sense. There's a lesson in everything, so I know it's kind of contradictory, but sometimes it's just an experience we're supposed to have together. And it seems a little bit like, at least in his energy, he feels like he hasn't fully experienced that with you. So I do feel like, so I know I went off on a bit of a tangent there, but intentions and likely actions, I feel like slowly and gradually there'll be a push to a meeting to meet up again, like to not in private, but you know what I mean, like not in a group setting, that kind of thing. Rain Rain says, how is Yuto feeling towards M? Okay, so there's quite positive energy there, there's quite strong energy, there's care, there's like a draw, a compatibility, there's quite nice energy there at the moment. It's lovely to have you, Ella. It's lovely to have you. So just let me know if you do have any questions. It is specific questions for the crystal ball. And of course, any cards that you like. Miss Marianne, will I be offered to go on Zoom with Linda and Judy? Okay. So I'm seeing strong possibility for that. Strong possibility. Miss Venus, I was hearing the song This Jealousy today. Who is this message from? Okay. I'm actually feeling C with that one as well, so it's interesting because his energy's kind of still there, maybe almost subconsciously. It's almost like I feel a lot of distance from him a lot of the time, and almost like almost like he's not really lingering, but then he is. It's kind of I think there's some difficulty in full detachment here because there was such potential and there wasn't really any reason to part or to distance, you know. Kevin, how will things go if I meet new romantic... Oh, I've got to add that. How will things go if I meet new romantic person from dating site Pratik this Saturday with whom I am planning to meet? Should I be trustful? Okay. Yeah, so I'm getting a positive energy there. Of course, you know, my guidance for meeting people for the first time will always be to have some caution, some level of caution, some level of guard up a little bit, you know. But yeah, ultimately I'm saying yes. And Keita, I actually went to tell another friend what happened just to find out she was lying about something to me too. So a lot of things being uncovered for you. Now, it's not great. It's not a great experience to go through. It doesn't feel nice. But when we finally uncover a deception, you know, where rarely we're being given a gift, you know, to see people's true colours, because you don't want to just constantly be going along for the ride when someone's deceiving you. So in a way, there's a positive. I'm trying to, you know, portray the silver lining about that there, but I really hope you're okay. Jasmine, I sent him a message this morning asking why he had asking what he has in mind regarding custody and visitation. Why hasn't he responded? Okay. I really do get an energy of feeling stressed and tired over the whole situation. I feel like, although I do feel like there will be a reply, I feel like there's just a tiredness around it. Like, almost like a I can't be bothered right now kind of energy around it. Oh, Sid, hello and welcome. So we have a super chat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I hope you're well. Thank you. Sid says, I've been stuck at the same weight. When will I lose weight again? Okay. I'm actually getting 5 to 6 days on that. 5 to 6 days. Best of luck. Best of luck. I know, the journey is difficult with weight loss because you do go up and down. It's never like a completely down trajectory, which we rarely want, you know? Let's see. Miss Venus, Twin Flames, thoughts and feelings for me, okay. There's still really positive energy. There's still like care and attraction and all of those like kind of positive energies that bring people together or that attract people, if you will. It just feels like, I feel like they're not as strong as they once were. Like, I definitely don't feel like they're as strong as if you were like fully in a connection, of course, but it just feels like they'll always come up if there's interaction with you or possibility with you. It feels like they'll always come up in some way. So yeah, I do still feel that, you know, like the attraction and the more than platonic feelings, you know. Kevin says an angel card, absolutely. So we have spiritual understanding, Archangel Raziel. So I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you to understand spiritual truths. That's very interesting. Reminds me a little bit of the video Miss Venus has sent me as well. I kind of resonate with that. I'm bringing you esoteric information, symbols, and helping you understand spiritual truths. Very interesting. Starseed call from Marianne. So we have Whale and Orca. Is it Orca? Is that how you say it? Elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So this is a really beautiful one. These kind of animals, you know, what's it called? Cetacean or something? Like dolphins, whales, things like that. I mean, I know dolphins have their own very unique kind of symbolic energy, but all these kind of animals, there's kind of like a relaxing, meditative energy within them that you can tap into, like a serene, you know, the serene energy of the sea, like a calm sea. And when we think of the whale song as well, it's all about allowing us to relax, sending us calming energies. So it's like spirit guides for calming in this period of your life. Maybe things that have been a bit, maybe of a storm, or they've been a bit, you know, up in the air. There's a calming and coming down of these energies, and ultimately a positivity with that, because calming does often bring positivity, clarity, serenity, you know? So that's really nice. Ella. Oh, and also, sorry, to link to Starseed, we do have those really beautiful planets and star systems as well that has a lot of the water planets. So we have Mintaka, which is, you know, on the leftmost star of Orion's belt, and then we have the Sirius water planets as well, so you could have connection there. Ella says, could you please ask how Andre is feeling about me since he came back yesterday evening home, okay? So there's definitely a wedge in the sense of there's some awkward energy, like it feels a little bit, or maybe uncomfortable is a better word to use than awkward. Kind of an uncomfortable energy. It feels a little bit like there's some, yeah, like discomfort, some kind of not feeling like things are quite right, not feeling like things are really gelling and in place. But that makes sense, you know, with how things currently are. I don't really feel like, I do feel like there's some feeling bad, that, like, I don't know if I would say, well, guilt, yeah, you know, maybe I would say guilt. But I also feel like there's hope and there's love energy and there's all of those positive energies there as well. It just feels like this bit of like a wedge of discomfort, you know? But the positive energies do feel to be there, so best of luck with everything, you know? Keep me updated, of course. Jan, will Caden ever come around? Is us hanging out or communicating again this month just gone, okay? So at the moment it does feel very distant, it does feel very minimal, it does feel very low prominence. There definitely is a dampening of that energy. But will Caden ever come around? I don't feel fully like the possibility has completely gone, but I do really feel like in this current chapter of life, you know, like maybe in the future, it seems more like it's like that, you know, like it's not like you may never connect again, but it just doesn't seem very prominent in this chapter. Kevin, what are A's current feelings and thoughts about me, okay? So there's definitely a dip now. There's a dip there, you know how we've had some ups and downs. There's definitely a dip there. There feels to be distraction and focus on other people or other areas or other person coming up, and it does feel to be a bit of a dip in those emotions towards you. So I'm really sorry to say that seeing some of those dampened and dipped energies is not what I want to see, not what I want the ball to show me, you know. Angel card for Marianne. Courage. Archangel Ariel, be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. So, I feel like it's important, you know, sometimes we think that the messages we get from the angels are very obvious, like, oh, stand up for my beliefs, well, maybe I should be doing that all the time. But when you're in your higher energy and you're kind of connecting with, in those other realms, you know, where you have this unconditional love and unconditional understanding, I think a lot of people miss out on or don't fully understand that we have a universal understanding when we raise to a high vibration, and that includes understanding other people's point of views even if they are not your own. And a lot of the time when you're in the higher energy, you can become the mediator, and even though you have your own beliefs and you believe them, you still hold space for other people's beliefs. So if you are that kind of person, you do hold space for others' beliefs. You're not super shouting your, you know, opinions from the rooftops. It might be just time to do that. At the moment, standing for your beliefs is important. You might realise a certain thing happens, a certain event occurs, where you really are called to just not back down and stand up for your beliefs. So courage, Archangel Ariel, coming up from Marianne there. Evestinus, O has been a bit quiet in the last few days. Why is this? Is he no longer interested in connecting with me? Okay. So I actually do feel like there's a slight dip in interest here, but honestly, it's very, very minimal. I personally, I feel at the moment that this will come back around, but I do feel like there's, again, with this one as well, interesting how some people's situations are kind of resonating, but I do feel like there's a bit of distraction. I don't feel like this is distraction with another person, though. I feel like this is a distraction with other areas of the life path, but I do feel like this will come back around. At the moment, that's kind of how it's feeling. The dip's quite slight with this one. So it's a shame about the communication rally. Jasmine, should I start communicating with Randall again, and if so, how should I go about it? Okay. So I am getting like a negative energy towards communicating again. It feels a little bit like you should, there should be some kind of mediator, you know, there in some way, if that's possible. Kevin, should I meet Tanya this Saturday and how will it go? Okay. I'm guessing a yes on that, and I'm guessing that will go very well. Mystinus, timeline for meeting my new soulmate, okay? So the highest prominence looks like November and January. They're the ones with the highest energy. but it kind of seems like that whole timeline, that whole, what do you call it, like time frame between now and then, it all seems possible, all seems like it's coming up at some point. But I definitely feel November energy very strong, most prominent, I would say. But it still feels like it could be imminent. Like, it still feels like it's not like you're waiting until November, but it's like that's more prominent. But it could be sooner. It certainly could be sooner. Marianne says Akashic. Caught in the Ruins. Okay. So, Caught in the Ruins it's usually just linked to a person, so we should, think about that as I speak about it. But it can also link to a situation, an old habit, something like that. So, of course, the reason why they're in the ruins is because it's like, something old, it's something from the past, basically. So, they're caught in there, they're stuck. So, sometimes it's like you and an ex are still holding on to each other, there's still some energy there's still something that needs to be released. But like I said, sometimes it's not always a romantic partner, it can be a negative person that you need to let go of your life, or they don't even necessarily have to be negative, but they're not for this period of your life, like they should be left in the past. It could be a negative habit, something, a situation, that you're still focusing on and things like that. But it's something from the past that you really need to let go of. And it could be, how do I say, preventing you from moving forward. So, the Caught in the Ruins, it isn't just saying, like, release your past, release the things from your past, simple message. There's a reason for it, because it's halting you from something that you want to move forward with. And that's often the case as well when we are called to release things from the past. It's not simply about cleansing our energy to have like a clean slate in the present, which is great, but it's not always about that. Sometimes it's about a new door opening that won't open until we've released that past thing, okay? So it can be very important to release those past things. As Leela, will Monica contact me soon? Okay. I'm guessing a yes to contact, but I'm guessing a no to soon. So unfortunately, it might be longer than you're hoping. Unfortunately. Ankita, should I finally end a relationship with M? I'm actually guessing a yes on that one. Jan says, why would Caden not take well what I wrote in my drafts as a message? Is it just because it's emotional, or is it more so he'll feel bad and like a fool when I admit I love him and he missed a chance? It seems more just like it's too overly emotional. He doesn't want to deal with you in that realm at the moment. He doesn't want to deal with any emotions between you or from you. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. Kevin, why did I feel like Anna Ruda ignores me so much? Like, doesn't look at me? Why is that? Any specific reason? Okay. It feels like it's just more about focusing on certain things, tasks, things that are going on. It feels like it's not only you that feels that way as well. Ankita, should I stay with Jay or leave her on her own? Okay. So I'm actually guessing stay with that one. Jasmine, I broke my detox from Phil today. What type of negative repercussions do I have from breaking the detox? Okay. There's definitely a softness around it, actually. There seems to be a softness and understanding around it. So I wouldn't necessarily say repercussions. I would say there's a forgiveness around that, actually. But yeah, I'm still sorry to read that. But these things are difficult. These things are difficult. F magic card from Marianne. Yes. Oh, F magic here. Dreamtime and creation. Amazing. So it's interesting. Dreamtime is an interesting card to get because, there's two elements to it. So we have actual dream time. So if you're doing any lucid dream practices, asking for messages before you sleep and then receiving them in the dreams, dream premonitions, anything to do with the dream that's a spiritual practice in the actual dream channels. is very important. Even astral projection, you know, could come in with this card. So if you're doing anything like that, great, perfect, go for it. It's affirmation. But there's also the element of dreams and desires. Not dreams when we go to sleep, but our dreams and desires for our future as well. So there's two sides to this. So creating what you want within your dream space, but also creating what you want within your dreams and desires. So creation energy is coming up, you know, there might be an increase in motivation, creativity, and third eye energy generally, you know, for manifesting, you know. So it's really positive, it's really powerful energy for manifesting and any spiritual practice that you're kind of doing right now. So you have support there. Leela, will I meet Sophia in the next coming months? Okay. Yes. It feels like 3 months at the moment. The energy is kind of aligning to 3 months. Kevin, is there any other technical glitches or issues I can face in the next 2 to 3 weeks? And what should I watch out for? Okay. Yes, I'm feeling it particularly more linked to your phone, and there is some energy around social media coming up, so I would just be a little bit careful. You could even, I mean, maybe it might help to do something like changing passwords or something like that. I'm not getting changing password come up in the ball, but you know, safety and security and kind of being cautious is coming up. So, you know, maybe that could be a suggestion. Social media specifically is what's coming up there. So I'm really sorry to read that as well, you know. Jan, I've been having increased dreams involving Caden. Why is this like is and is he also having dreams about me? So why is this and is he also having dreams about me? Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely getting dream and desire, desire dreams. Definitely getting desire dreams come up there. You know, our dreams are a combination of our desires, our fears, and worries and things like that. Things that we've seen throughout the day, just, you know, in our subconscious. And then the spiritual element, the spiritual realms, the things that we can tap into. So at the moment I am seeing desire dreams come through for you, and I'm not getting Caden dreaming of you at the moment. I'm really sorry to say. Rain, a card of my choice, of course. Let's go for... I'm going to do a moon magic because I haven't done one yet today and I like them. Oh. There's a nice picture there. It says, I know my shadow side and I work to willingly transform aspects of it. So I know my shadow side and I work to willingly transform aspects of it. Very nice. And Starseed for Leela, of course. So Starseed, the Seas of Mintarka, what we were just talking about with Marianne. Seeing potential, bringing unconscious to light. So that can be healing things from the unconscious, like anything that's, you know, any kind of, what can I say? Issues or something that we have in our subconscious that we need to heal, but because it's in our unconscious, we don't know it's there, we can't really heal it. So bringing that to light to heal it is positive. But also with bringing unconscious to light, it can be about bringing positive things that you want to manifest that are deep within you, that are then coming to the conscious and coming to light. So it's a great card for manifestation and healing. But the Seas of Mintarka, so I was just talking about the Seas of Mintarka with Marianne's card, when Marianne got something about the dolphins and whales and things. So Mintarka is the leftmost star of the Orion's belt, and there's water planets there. They have very kind of like mermaid-esque kind of beings there, and that is Mintarka. You might have Mintarkan's Starseed connection. I'm sorry if you already know Mintarka, it's just sometimes I do like to explain just in case people don't know. Oh, I put Marianne's card back in the wrong deck. I don't often do that. There we are. Okay. So, Ella, what are Andrea's intentions and feelings towards me now? Thank you, Susie, and by the way, I passed my exam today. Well, hey! Yes! Yeah, so, I know I was saying, like, if you're having any issues, I will meditate on them, put them in my personal prayers, But we also need to celebrate when people do well as well. So always be giving your updates, anything positive, all of your manifestations, the positive things that do come to light. Always let us know. I think we need to help to heal each other, but we also need to celebrate each other as well. Celebrate each other's successes. But anyway, the question, I'm so sorry. What are Andrea's intentions and feelings towards me now? Okay. So the love, the care, the attraction, like everything I mentioned earlier, where, apart from that, I was talking about a wedge, I know, but everything else I mentioned there, like the positive energies, the connection, things like that, I really do feel like it's felt. I feel like it's felt. It's still there. It's within the heart, which is the reason why there's potential, the reason why there's still a possibility here, So yeah, I definitely do feel that. If we're looking at intentions, I feel like there's still a bit of uncertainty and unclearness at the moment. Ultimately, I feel like the intentions are going to be to completely heal and bring things back to a positive place. I feel like that's the ultimate goal and intention. But I do also feel like there's some uncertainty and doubt and worry about actually getting there. Like, can I do this? Should I step away? I do feel like there's a little bit of hesitant energy in that respect at the moment, unfortunately. So I'm sorry to say that. Miss Venus says, I hear the song If I Leave. Who was that message from? Okay. I'm guessing Omar on that one. I'm actually guessing Omar come through on that one. Ankita says a card for me. Okay, let me choose. I'll choose. I'm going to do Sufi Wisdom. Let's do Sufi Wisdom. I can't remember if I told you guys I had these ones. Listen to advice. They're very nice pictures. Guidance is needed to cross the ocean of life. So this is one of those cards where we're kind of told, I think the really nice thing about the spiritual realm and like spiritual healing and all of that is we are told how powerful we are. We're told that we have power, we have potential, we have our own inner power, we can do things on our own. It's very strong divine feminine energy or divine masculine, any way. But the divine powerful energies that say you can manifest things and do things on your own, and they are there, within our realm in this spiritual life. But we always need to know when we do need guidance, when we do need help, when we can't do something perfectly on our own. It's okay to ask for help, and I think that's the most important thing. Delegating tasks, asking for advice, delegating tasks. If you need help with casting, energy work, anything like that as well, of course. Anything in the spiritual realm. If it's even like in the mental health realm, maybe sometimes we need a bit of therapy. Physical health realm, maybe sometimes we need a mentor or someone to plan our food, a food plan, or a personal trainer. We need a friend for advice about our love path, There's always times when we're going to need people to help, and we need to kind of know, feel into our intuition about when we should be in our independent energies and when we should seek help and accept help, Jasmine, did I break my detox out of anxiously waiting, or is there another reason I don't see? And is there any another reason? If there's another reason, what's the reason? Sorry. Yeah, it really seems like it's out of habit. So it really does just seem like it was difficult. You came to a point where it was a bit too difficult, and you just kind of snap with that. And there's kind of a habit to it as well. And the normal magnetic energy of the twin flame connection anyway, that twin flame connection has that magnetic draw anyway. So it's always going to be difficult if we try to separate from that for a little bit, there's always going to be some difficulty there, absolutely. So that's also why I think that it was kind of understood, and you were given a bit of holding space, leeway with it, shall we say. Jan? Will he ever regret his actions towards me? When will he start regretting things? Okay? I'm really not getting the energy of regret at the moment. I'm really sorry to say it, but it just feels kind of like feeling like the decisions he's making are justified, feeling like he's okay with the decisions he's making. It doesn't really feel like there's guilt around it or a regret around it, I mean, maybe that will change, but it just doesn't really seem that way right now. Marianne, Sufi Wisdom, yes, Sufi Wisdom, let's do that. Return to joy. Return to joy. We are here to experience joy, and that's one thing as well, like, oh, wasn't getting the wrong deck again, what's going on? So that's what I was saying as well to Miss Venus with the twin flame energy, is that, some of there's a lesson in everything, so it's contradictory. It's like the yin yang. There's joy and there's lessons and there's a little bit of both in everything. But we do come here to experience things. We are coming here to observe, experience, and we're not just here to experience anger and sadness and pain and suffering. We're here to experience joy and happiness and just have those moments, Some happy moments in your life are simply to experience joy. And there's no lesson within it. The lesson is that there's no lesson. The lesson is the experience. So we do have to remember that sometimes and allow ourselves to relax into those nice positive moments of life. It can be difficult for those of us who overthink, Kevin says Starseed. Oh, there. Oh. You got the love. Okay. So there's codependency and boundaries that are coming up here, but the love energy is really strong around you. So it seems a little bit like it's interesting because it's kind of like there's still love paths and love possibilities up in the air. So there's still like alignments being made, there's still shifts going on, but love is available to you, you deserve it, and you are going to get it. And I think that's the most important thing to remember on this path, is that even though a lot of things have been up in the air and aligning, like gradually falling into place for you, not something that you can clearly see into the far distance, which is, it's really nice when we can do that, but sometimes we do have these up in the air energies. We can't really see exactly where things are going to fall yet. But love is going to be on that path, so no matter where it falls, you are headed to love, is basically the message. I'm sorry. Marianne, I feel physically out of balance, like everywhere beneath me is moving. What does this mean? Like the floor moves, the earth is moving. Yes, you are already feeling it with your energy. You really do need to ground. And I'm not saying that you don't ground, but sometimes when we're having a lot of higher chakra energy going on, grounding becomes more important. It's almost like, even for those like my mother, she goes out every morning and she puts her feet into the soil and then she comes back inside. That's like her routine. She grounds every single morning with her feet in the earth, and sometimes she can still be off balance. She has alien experiences and all of this, so it's important when the higher chakras are totally engaged that we might need to ground a bit more. And one suggestion that I always give, if you're really being called to ground more, you can always do meditations. You don't actually have to touch like plants. You can do the meditations of your roots coming from your feet and going into the earth. You can connect with the earth, connect with her spirit energetically. There's a few tips. So remember that the earth is a living spirit. The earth herself is a living spirit. You can connect with her. Try connecting with her just spiritually, but also house plants. So if you have house plants, tend to them as often as possible without overwatering or anything, but tending to them as much as possible. Maybe talking to them, maybe touching them, things like that. Yeah, so I hope that helps. And of course, there's other things like grounding frequencies, grounding crystals, whatever you're drawn to. But my suggestions are always connecting with the Earth's actual spirit and houseplants. Jan, why is Kaden not resisting M when she clearly does not want to be platonic? She has pictures of him up, yet he's still talking to her, okay? So there definitely is resistance. The resistance with Kaden at the moment, it seems more like the resistance is to taking that leap of going from platonic to a relationship. It really feels like he doesn't want to, or he's not ready, or there really is an energy of not wanting to go to that higher level. Like it's very clear that there's resistance around that. But that's where the resistance lies. Being platonic, being friendly and things like that, if he feels okay within that realm, if it doesn't feel like there's resistance around that. Oh, sorry, I missed someone here. Ask Leela, who will be the new owner of my mum's house? My older brother or my younger sister, okay? The older brother's coming through more prominently, actually. Kevin, will it be better if I meet Tanya on the 2nd of October than Saturday this week? I'm guessing Saturday more prominently, actually. Jasmine, can I ask a question about Phil now, or do I need to go back into my detox with him? And if so, for how long? Well, we're already talking about him. You've already brought him up. So I would say just ask your question, but maybe just try to minimize a little bit. I mean, I'm not 100%. How long did the detox last for? Because the reason why there's a lot of leeway and forgiveness energy around it might be because you did it for a while. I mean, I know it wasn't that long, but also Jasmine, I just want to say why you are here. I am getting to your Discord. I've left it unread because if I don't have a notification there, I will forget to go to it. I can be a bit dozy like that. So I am getting to you. I've just left it there so I have the notification. Because I've just been too preoccupied, pre-engaged. I don't know the right word to say. But I haven't forgotten is basically what I'm trying to say. Domini, what are P's feelings about me, about my current performance in the company? Okay. I'm getting really positive energy. Like, I don't know if I'm extending it to, like, being impressed, but I feel like it could get there. I feel like it's pretty positive. I feel like it's nice. Marianne, if I place rowan berries in my pockets, will they provide protection? Anything else? Okay. Yes. So I'm getting protection. It also feels like they do have a little bit of a connection to one of your guides. So trying to pull through who that might be. I can't quite get who, but there's a connection to one of your guides of those as well. Jan, why exactly is he resistant to me? Is it just due to his low emotions and him wanting to block out anything to do with romance? Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like that could be a part of it. I feel like he's just wanting to move on. I feel like he's just kind of ready to close a chapter because, it didn't really go anywhere and nothing really amounted. I feel like he's just kind of ready to release it. Kevin says, if I meet Tanya on the 22nd, possibly for a movie maybe, will I be able to meet A2 by chance? Any percentage of that happening, okay? 40 to 45%. How is Yuto feeling towards me from Rain? So it feels like there's positive energy, but it's positive but passive. So it's like it's positive, but it's kind of in the back of the mind. There isn't too much paying attention to it. It's kind of just there's a place for it back there, you know. Jan, do you see him being drawn to come back and reconnect with me because we both can never truly detach? If so, when do you see this happening? So sorry. It's 8 p.m. and I'm yawning. Okay. So do you see him being drawn to come back and reconnect with me? And if so, when? Okay. At the moment, the energy just feels like, you know, I'm being told like distant future. At the moment, it just feels it's distant. You know, I mean, I still feel in the realm of this lifetime's possible, but I'm just being guided to quite distant future. Unfortunately, it's like really, it feels like quite a disconnect with this connection, in comparison to how it's felt before. Jasmine says, based off of what was said in court yesterday, is the court going to grant Randall custody? Okay. I'm guessing a no on that, actually. Rain says, should I go to the showcase of the musical group I used to be a part of this weekend? I guess a yes on that. I hope you have a wonderful time. Jan says, will things with M start to make him pull back from her and seek me out? And if so, when this likely happen? Will things with M start to make him pull back from her and seek me out? Okay. I'm getting a no on that at the moment. So we've seen before when he's annoyed or in fault with her, he compares her to me. Starts to want to connect with me often. Yeah, I mean, I can be hopeful for that for you, for your sake, you know. Let's see. Sorry, I lost where I'm up to here. Kevin, is there anything I can do to remove this glitch and hack cord and possibility? Maybe a new phone, I'm formatting anything from this phone, or is it more of my laptop specific? Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling more like the phone, but obviously this has happened and occurred on both devices, you know, multiple devices. So yeah, I mean, I always would say like, you know, you could have cleanse it from the energetic standpoint and protect it from the energetic standpoint. I feel like there's only so much that they can do. Like, I don't really feel like, you know, you're going to have like money taken from you or anything like that. I do feel like this is it's kind of strange. It's very strange to see. It's very strange to look at. Yeah, I would say, from my point of view, I would say like an energy cleanse or energy protection around it. But anything you can do that's protective, like security based on your devices, of course, I would do. But I'm not really feeling like I'm not, because it feels more like it's linked to something connected to like email or social media. I don't feel like a new hardware would help, if that makes sense. Like a new phone, like something new, physically new. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like keeping safe and secure about your information, your internet-based things. I hope that makes sense. I'm not super technical, so I don't know how to. Sometimes when I see things in the ball, I'm trying to explain them, you know? And it's like, I'm not super technical, so I'm not 100% sure on how to express this. But I hope, with you being a bit more technical than me, you kind of understand what I'm trying to say here. I hope so. An angel card for Domini. Beloved one. Archangel Camille. So we say, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Very nice. So spiritual soulmate relationship. That's positive. It's lovely to have angels helping with your relationship. Wouldn't we all want that? Marianne says a love card for ex family connections. Okay. Love cards. Oh, you actually have healing family issues. So that's very interesting. Healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Now, it's not necessarily parents, like I always say with this one. The healing family issues can go in any way. It can be issues with the parents, issues with the siblings, issues with the children. You know, it can be issues in any area of the family, but it's just healing family issues, and it's a positive omen of actually healing those family issues. So it's interesting that you pulled the family love card when you asked about the family. You're very in tune. Let's see. Rain, is Yuto in love with Em? So I'm guessing no. It doesn't feel like it's at the strength of like a love connection, you know. Although it's positive, like I'm not saying there's anything negative there, like they're fighting or anything like that. It just doesn't feel like it's at that level, if that makes sense. Jan says, will me and Caden ever hang out, and when would this be? So I'm not going to say no. Like, I don't feel like there's no possibility. It just feels like a low possibility. So it's like the possibility is there, but I can't really grasp a time frame because it just feels so low. So, but I wouldn't say no with it, you know. Kevin, am I being guided to do my masters from the university, which is in England, Wales, Scotland, or is it Northern Ireland, or maybe different countries around that part? So I feel positive energy in all areas. I don't feel negative energy or like pull away from any area. I just feel a stronger draw to Scotland for you at this time. Jasmine, what can I say to convince him to drop the DV charges without directly asking him so I don't get into further trouble? Okay. Yeah, so I'm just getting like communication. So, I mean, it's okay if you want to do like a text or call or something like that, you know? Have like a calm conversation like that. But if there's anything in person, I really feel like there needs to be, well, an aim to not really have anything in person, or for someone to be there who's responsible at that time as well. Rain, so should I get my driver's license exam over with soon, or is it okay if I wait until November? So waiting until November seems pretty fine. Like, that's not too long away. It's not like you're really holding it off. So that seems okay. Getting good energy, a positive energy for that. Kevin says, should I be open about me being bi with my new friends from Capgemini, with whom I mostly hang out with? Yes, I guess a yes on that. Jan says, when will Caden text me and what will he say? I'm just really not getting energy on it at the moment. I'm so sorry. I mean, again, with this one, it's like there's low prominence. It's like there's a possibility there. I can't say no. But at the same time, I just don't really see it. So I'm not going to, like, you know, say something I don't see. Marianne, will I upset Susan if I leave her YouTube channel? I guess a no on that. I guess a no. I get a bit of, like, an understanding energy. Kevin says, how much will my new friend's perspective I don't know why I couldn't say that. How much will my new friend's perspective about me change if I be open about being bi? Will they have resistance or negativity towards me? So I'm getting like overall overwhelming kind of accepting energy. I do feel like there may be one where there's a bit of maybe judgment or resistance a little bit to that kind of vibe, but overall I feel like there's no change. There's no change, you know. Damini says, when and where I will meet my soul family member. I need some good new energy when it comes to my friends circle. Okay. Yeah, so I'm guessing social event. I'm guessing kind of it's almost like meeting new friends through friends. I'm guessing social event. Social event where I feel like there's like kind of a music involved, but also feeling like like-minded, like some kind of hobbyist kind of event as well, or gathering as well is kind of coming up, so that's nice. And that could even be like spiritual as well. Jasmine, what can I say to Randall to convince him to give up and allow me to maintain full custody over our son? So, but it's difficult to say because the message and guidance that I'm getting rarely, it's more about not saying anything. It's more about keeping as minimal conversation as possible. So it's kind of difficult to say with that. Esalila says, what is my twin thinking about me? It's kind of interesting. I'm not getting thoughts, but I'm getting a longing. I'm getting a really strong longing energy. So that could be like desire or missing you or something like that. Jan says, what was his most recent thought of me? I'm not guessing anything right now, I'm really sorry to say. I'm not guessing anything in like the recent chapter. Domini says, how will my sister's visa interview will go, which is due tomorrow? Actually getting a really positive energy around that, so it going well. Kevin says, my bracelet with red tiger eye and onyx, black crystal, will arrive this week. After wearing it for a few days or weeks, what changes can I expect? Okay. So I'm definitely getting more of like a protection energy. I'm definitely getting more like, rather than, I mean, changes, you might notice luck improving, you might notice things going better and smoother for you because you're being protected from negative things and inconveniences that might usually happen. So I do feel like smoother energy, more luck energy, and particularly more of a feeling at home. So feeling at home in your workplace, feeling at home, you know, around maybe friends, family and things like that as well. More of like a, like feeling really comfortable and kind of comfortable within yourself, comfortable in your skin and things like that is really coming through. Card of my choice for Ankita. Let's do Earth Magic for Ankita. Lightning and power. Okay. So this one's quite interesting because the lightning bolt in the cards, that it's usually really symbolic of something quite big happening on your life path. So you're going through a bit of a shift, a change. I often relate the lightning like symbolism to, the lightning symbolism to, you know, when we see 555 angel number. So the 555 angel number is, it means a change coming that you're not in control of. And that reminds me of the lightning bolt because, oh, sorry, I knocked my phone. The lightning bolt is like something really big happening that you don't have control over, and it's almost like the lesson, I suppose, is how you adapt to that thing, how you react to that thing, because it's something out of your control that's changing in your life, but it's going to impact your life in some way. So, you know, a negative example could be losing your job, a positive example could be meeting someone new, and it's like this whirlwind of honeymoon emotions, you know? Because the lightning bolt can be positive. Sometimes sometimes it's not that the change is bad, but it's that change is always, you know, we're cautious of change. We're like, okay, this is positive. Maybe I've moved to a new house, but it's still like, oh, it's changed. It's different, you know? There's some level of something changing that's out of your control. And, but it might be negative, it might be positive, but ultimately the path it takes you down is a higher, more positive path. So it's really a positive message, a positive omen about where you're eventually heading on the path. So if you feel like you have this big change occur that's out of your control, do bear in mind where it's taking you. It's taking you to the higher path. So just be mindful of that. Sometimes we're really resentful of the negative things that happen in our life, and that's understandable. But sometimes they take us on the better path. Okay, so Kevin, a love card, yes. So we have, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So sometimes, being a caster, being someone who does love spells and energy work, sometimes I do relate to that. So, you know, maybe you might want to seek a caster out, maybe you might want to do a spell. But it's interesting you getting this card when you're talking about going with one of your friends for the love path. So it's like, should me and Tanya go out with A? Kind of resonates with this card. So it might link to that or something of a similar nature. Jan, when is he likely to come around then? Since current chapter would be like this month to next month. Yeah, so again, I'm getting like distant future energy. You know, it's almost like I'm being comforted. Like there's still a possibility. It's just distant future. That's kind of like the message coming through. And distant future can be anywhere from, you know, 3 to 6 months, like further down the line. So it's really unfortunate how the energy is unfolding at the moment. But things might align, things might settle, things might change. You know, this kind of why, you know, we come on and we ask pretty similar questions sometimes, because these things can shake up, can change, can align. But unfortunately at the moment, I'm just seeing really distant future. It's not the, you know, the answer I wanted to give, but it's just what I'm seeing, and I'm really sorry about that. Ankita says, will Em be sad if I leave her? Yes, I guess a yes on that. Jasmine, is there a name for a particular app my guides are saying to use to communicate with Randall and set up exchanges, etc.? And if so, what is the name? Okay. What do you mean by specific app? Are we looking at like text, Facebook, WhatsApp? Is that the kind of thing I'm looking at? I don't want to ask the wrong question or go into it with the wrong idea in my mind. So just confirm me on that. Marianne, do I have links to Mother Shipton? Okay. So I'm guessing a yes. But I'm not being given any other information there. Oh, Rain! Rain says, I really appreciate how honest you are. I know it's hard to be blunt at times, but it shows how much you truly care and not just at a surface level. I really appreciate that message, because it is difficult, you know. When I come on here and especially when I really get to know people and I really connect with them, I don't want to, you know, it's almost like there's how can I say it? There's I don't know what the word's called, I can't remember. Like well, we could say like a desire or a draw to just tell everyone what they want to hear and be like, yes, you know, yes. There is kind of a desire to do that, a draw to do that, because you want everybody to be happy and you want people to get what they want, you know? You want people to manifest it. But sometimes you just have to be, well, all the time, you just have to be honest about what you see. And it can be difficult. It can be really difficult. Especially when we've seen something positive and then the path shifts and it becomes not great. You know, I don't want to relay that, but I do want to relay what's really coming through. So, yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Love, light and blessings, and shout out to Rain. I really do appreciate that. Because, yeah, I mean, it's emotional. I get kind of used to the emotional side of it, you know? But I do feel it. Like, I feel the emotions when I'm connecting and getting, like, you know, a no for someone. You know, it doesn't feel nice. Jasmine, are all my guides advising against the app since it came up as negative energy with communication with Randall? I'd certainly say if you are going to communicate, doing it like that way is definitely the way to go. Their guidance is really, of course, they don't want you to have loads of communication. They don't want you to get back into communication with him. But anything that's not in person, they will be, supportive of, I suppose. Kevin, where will I meet my twin flame? Like, is it Scotland or somewhere else? Hopefully my twin flame isn't changed like my future spouse is changing. Okay. It's interesting. It's kind of difficult to say. I'm feeling kind of like there's a little bit of murkiness around this, so I'm not 100% on this, but it feels more like, am I being shown soulmate is around Scotland kind of area and twin flame is somewhere else? I feel like maybe that's the energy here, but I'm not 100% on that one, so that might be one to double check on again at some point. But I think that's what's coming through there. Rain says, may I have an Akashic? Oh. So we have Beth. So this is interesting because, of course, we can get this message, people can get this message if they are pregnant, or if someone in the family is pregnant, or a best friend is pregnant. If there's a actual birth happening, we can draw this card. But most of the time, most likely, this card is about a rebirth. So reinventing yourself, going to a new job, meeting new people, new refreshed energy, new experiences. Definitely a reinventing yourself kind of energy, whether that's leveling up in your kind of personality because you've worked on yourself, or whether that's refreshing your kind of look, your style, having some kind of rebirth and refresh is really important with this one. Renewed energy. And then there's also the energy of what you're creating. So it's like a fertile land for creativity, if that makes sense. So things that you want to breathe and life into the world, things that you want to invent, create, put out there. There's a really positive energy around those at the moment. So things like being self-employed, or having like a little side business, making and selling creations, art, anything creative that you've done. Music could be a service, it doesn't have to be an actual physical item, but you're putting something positive out there into the world is what's coming through. Now, we are halfway through. I am going to be on for at least an hour longer after I get back, but I'm just going to fill my water. I rarely need it when I'm talking this much, so I'm just going to have a moment break whilst I go down and grab this. I am up to Marianne for Moon Magic. I'm leaving my chat there. I'm not even going to touch it. And I have auto rotate off. Thank you to Kevin for reminding me to do that many streams ago. So yeah, I will be back. I'm not going anywhere. So do bear in mind, this is just a moment break for me to have a drink. I'm really feeling like nice cold water with some ice. So yeah, just bear that in mind. I won't be too long. Love, lights and blessings. I won't be long. Oh, where did I put that image up? Oh, there we go. It won't be too long. I'm back. Okay. So, I think Moon Magic for Marianne, I think. And the mic is still on, so that's good. So we have... There's your picture. I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. Very nice. So the kind of leadership energy, the strong, powerful energy, wolf, totem, you know, that kind of energy. Very nice. And a love card for Rain. Here we are. So we have, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. So you already met the romantic partner that you seek. Having someone in the realm already that could resonate well with you. Moon Magic for Kevin. I like your picture. I can connect to the earth and all life around me. So yeah, grounding, remembering that the earth is an ancient spirit and connecting with her strongly. Marianne says, I saw the stray cat drinking out of my wishing well. Some written wishes were in the well. Is the cat transporting my wishes up to the universe? I know the birds did this at my previous address. Okay. So I'm getting more energy of the cat protecting the wishes, rather than transporting. I'm getting like a protective energy, but that's really nice. Definitely some connection there. Kevin, is one of my dating apps making the glitching or hacking possibility for me on my phone? I feel strange about the app, okay? I'm actually getting a no on that. I'm getting a no on the app. Jasmine, what does it realistically look like when my guides say Phil isn't going anywhere? I didn't get it because he's been away from me and with other people all this time. Yeah, so not going anywhere. This is a message that often comes up in a twin flame connection. And what this means is the spiritual connection of the twin flames will always be there. And so basically it's like there's always potential and possibility for you coming together with that magnetic twin flame energy in this lifetime. But if that does not happen, you will still come back together in another lifetime. It's like that. The energy will always be there. You will always be brought back together, no matter how long you are apart or how long you are with other people and things like that. It's always going to be coming back together for that ultimate lesson, you know? Damini says Sufi wisdom. Yes, Sufi wisdom. Drunk with love. Let love lift you to freedom. So you have drunk with love. So there's very strong love energies coming around for you very soon. And the freedom energy is kind of like letting go, releasing, letting your hair down, feeling free, feeling positive, with this love connection and this love energy all around you, which doesn't always have to be just from the romantic partner, you know. Marianne, sometimes I feel that I'm seeing through someone else's eyes. Who could that possibly be? Okay. So it seems more like it's a gift that you have and that you can attain. It's a gift that you can work on. So it's more so not a specific person, but it could be different people. Like you could work on actually being able to do that. And there isn't like you will be able to do it with everybody, but there's people that you would be able to do it with, basically. Rain says Sufi wisdom, of course. There we are. We have balanced life. Love seeks your well-being. So that's interesting that you got balanced life, but you got it upside down. So it might not be completely balanced right now, but you might be coming into that period where it's tipping into the balance. So love seeks your well-being. So yeah, we're all getting a lot of messages about love right now at the moment. So maybe we are all attaining and magneting love from some areas, you know, some areas more than others, not always romantic, but you know, it's always there and it's nice to tap into love energies, even if it's with our animals or our friends, you know. Jan says, but the thing with M is she does not want things to be platonic and doesn't think things are. So why is he okay with her pushing for things and with me he's repelled? I don't really feel like there's a set answer for this because it's emotion. It's based on emotion and connection and compatibility. So I don't feel like there's an answer as such other than their connection is working like that. Like it's kind of like he's okay with that. You know, it's just his emotion, how he feels towards that. It's a lot about emotion and how he feels. There isn't really a way to express it in a sentence, if that makes sense. But it is how he feels and where he's drawn to. Maya, hello and welcome. Moon Magic for Maya. So this is the Moon Magic card that we have. I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. So yeah, a lot about, you know, your self-worth, your solar plexus, your self-love, how you value yourself. And one thing I do always say to empaths, to light workers, to starseeds, is that you matter just as much as everybody else. Sometimes you forget that. Sometimes you put everybody else above yourself. You matter just as much as them. So it's definitely not to tip the scales and put yourself above people. We don't want to get into too much ego like that. But we want to be balanced. We don't want to be putting ourselves out, sacrificing ourselves too much, you know? Jan, is it just because with me he has actual feelings involved and he feels nothing for M? I don't know if I can say that he feels nothing because there's some emotion there. I suppose it's just kind of complex in that sense, you know, where their relationship isn't completely balanced, you know. Maya says love card for person that I'm thinking, okay? So we have for Maya. Chemistry, very nice. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So if you do need any confirmation if you weren't sure, there's a strong magnetic attraction there. Kevin says Akashic. So you have the garden. So we are drawing upside down. So we may be seeing here as well. So the garden's about tapping into your inner child. There could be some inner child healing and inner child work that you need to do. Maybe it could be as simple as you're too much in your serious energies right now, which does happen when we're very focused on like the work path and things like that. You might need to be a bit more lighthearted, you might need to be a bit more flirty, you might need to be a bit more playful at the moment. You might not be tapping into that enough just now. But I always give like a little bit of guidance with inner child, you know. It's like if you want to connect, so of course there's a lot of depth to healing the inner child, but if you want to connect with the inner child and kind of play around with that energy, a nice thing to do is something like watching a TV show you haven't watched since you were a child, or eating a food you haven't eaten since you were a child. That's a nice way just to positively and lightly tap into the inner child. Or reading books that you read or that you were read as a child, you know? It's kind of playful and fun because you don't feel the same about them as you did then, but you have this nice nostalgia and connection. Jasmine says, it's okay with the Discord thing. It gives me time to rethink if I really want to ask the questions off stream or if they are pointless. I deleted it because my questions are getting answered. I hate taking up too much of your time and energy. No, please don't think that way. If I take a while to respond to a question, sometimes it's because I'm just super busy and I need to like leave it for a little bit. Like if I have a lot of sessions that are pre-booked, I need to schedule YouTube sessions in because, well, I need to do them for members, but also I'm struggling with my watch hours at the moment, and you need to keep up to a certain amount. So I know I plan streams a lot often lately, and sometimes it's kind of like, well, why don't you just answer me instead of doing a stream? Like I totally get that kind of energy, but sometimes with things as well, like I read them, I know what they are, but to me it's like, if I don't want to sit down and say, okay, I have a session in 20 minutes, let's focus on this now, you know. And sometimes I'm like, well, something's not coming through right away, or I'm rarely connecting with a certain guys, and I don't want to say, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go, you know, at the 15-minute mark. So sometimes it just depends what it is, how long I feel like it will take me, how long I feel like I have, and how I can be in the space for it, basically, to answer that question or to focus on that energy. But sometimes it is just a case of being really busy. So please don't ever feel like you're taking up too much of my time. I'll always get back to you when I can, or yeah, like when I'm able. I never feel like I have any negative emotion or hold anything negative towards anyone who wants to email me often or wants to ask a lot of questions. You know, I am very open, and I try to be as approachable as possible. I know I can take a while to reply sometimes, and I'm trying to work on that. But it does depend. If it's something that I am going to kind of maybe set up some divination tools for, or get into, you know, a bit of a meditative state for, I do want to make sure I have the correct time for it. So sometimes it is just that. But yeah, please don't ever think like, you know, just don't think, I don't know, I feel like, don't think that I feel bad or anything like that, or I feel negative, because I'm always happy, you know, and I love seeing messages off stream as well, especially spiritual questions. So you're asking me about something spiritual, I'm totally up for it. I do apologise if it takes a while to reply. So Akashic for Maya. Oh, I think maybe I have the whole deck upside down here. Let me check. No. The whole deck isn't upside down. Just a coincidence that you both have upside down cards. So, okay. So we have the Sands of Time for Maya. So the Sands of Time is interesting because there's two elements to the Sands of Time. One is that something is happening within divine timing. So don't try to push for it. Don't try to worry about it if it's not manifesting right away, because divine timing is at work and you will get there eventually. But the other one for the Sands of Time is there might be an opportunity that you really need to grasp right away. Like, you can't spend too much time thinking about it. You can't hesitate. It's something that you'll have to snap up right away. Maybe it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Maybe there's loads of people that also want that opportunity and there's limited space. You have to act quickly, you know? You know, sometimes it's like getting a ticket for an event, and if you don't get it right away, it sells out, you know, and that event's important to your life path in some way. It can be things like that. But with that upside down, what we're actually seeing, because we're being told to wait for the divine timing and everything like that. So being upside down, it's not too much different, but it does kind of tell us that the things are coming. So there won't be much longer to wait now. It's more like it's imminent within your kind of realm right away. It's not really like waiting for divine timing. It's like divine timing is here. It's coming. It's soon, you know? It's finally here. Jasmine. Oh yeah, so I read that. I don't have chakra cards, unfortunately. I'm really sorry about that. Maya, I will pull you Starseed instead. Don't have chakra at the moment. I'm not 100% to just grab them. I'm not sure where they are. So there we are for that one. For Starseed for Maya. Breath of the Cosmos. My will to thy will. Micromanaging the universe. Yeah, so going with the flow of the universe. So it's interesting because we have the highest powers of the universe. Like, we always say the highest power of the universe is love, which is true in terms of energy and in a sense. Like, I think we all kind of understand that love is the highest energy, but the will of the universe is above everything else, which is why we don't just live in God, in Source. That's why we don't just live there in that realm, because the will of the universe is above. So under the will of the universe, so we have love and then we have the will of the universe. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like the yin yang. Rain, or it's kind of like the Tao, I should say. What can I do to meet my new person? Okay. So getting out. So I'm really feeling like meeting someone out is at the prominent forefront at the moment. Of course, I know the two most prominent ways that we're meeting people is out at events or online, you know? Out at, I don't know, social places or online, but I'm really being drawn just to say out to you at the moment, so that's nice. I think it's kind of how we would prefer to meet, usually. Maya says moon magic, and you have a nice moon there. I let go of the anxieties of others. So if you're holding on to anxieties of other people, and yeah, when you're spiritual, so this is one thing as well, when you're spiritual or you're an empath, a lot of the time your aura will expand because your spiritual energy and your emotional energy and everything like that is expanded. So your aura will expand, and then, but unfortunately that means that you can pick up other people's negativities easier. So it looks like you've picked up other people's anxieties. You need to release that a little bit and maybe bring your aura in a little bit as well. An angel card for rain. Clear your space. Oh, I like this one. Archangel Jophiel is saying get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use Feng Shui. So I like that one because I'm a huge proponent of Feng Shui. I always say that when I get this card, I know. But I'm a huge proponent of Feng Shui, and I really feel that the energy of the space around us, especially where we spend our most time, is just as important as our internal energy, our chakra system. So Feng Shui is super important. It's as important as clearing your chakras, in my opinion. But I'm certainly not someone who follows Feng Shui to a T, because I'm intuitive. It's almost like I'm not reading the tarot cards to a T because I'm using my intuition. So, there's definitely leniency and leeway with it, but letting the energy flow naturally in the space and letting as much sunlight in as possible is highly, highly needed. Card of my truth for Marianne. Let's go for... I feel drawn to love. Let's see what we get. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So tapping into your romantic side a little bit more in this current chapter, maybe, which may be very nice. Rain. Card of my truth for my connection with Yuto. Love card I'm going to do. A love card. Oh. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So, kind of getting affirmation that there's still something there. So I don't know how you're feeling with that. I personally would push the new path, but there is definitely kind of affirmation that was a real connection, It's not like you just felt it and they didn't, Sorry, that's ice cold. That was so nice. Oh, ice cold water. You don't get better rarely. Rain. Oh no, I did that one. Maya, while my friend Matthias enjoyed bullying me, okay? It feels like trying to hide feelings. It really feels kind of like that playground, pulling your pigtails in the playground. Really kind of feels like that. So I'm just going to put finishing up. We do have a little bit longer, so don't worry. I don't think we should worry. But right, let me see. Oh no, I clicked off. Oh my gosh, that was total accident. Oh no, I hope my chat didn't glitch. Oh, I haven't done that since I started doing the auto rotate thing that Kevin suggested. Oh no, I think it's fine. Did I get another super chat? Oh yeah, that was Rain. Right, I think we're okay. I don't think I've lost any chat. Oh my days. Let's see. So I've put finishing up there. As I always say, after finishing up, you're very welcome to keep posting your questions. We have, let me see. We have about 40 minutes left. So I think we'll get past that, but it's just to be on the safe side. Let's see. Because we're up to Jasmine. Is there anything particular that I should come to an agreement with Randall, and anything I should absolutely not, considering he's going to push for everything to be his way. Okay. So it's really about balance and the scales of this. So it's like anything that's down the middle is like the limit. So down the middle is the maximum, if that makes sense. Once the scale starts tipping, so he's getting more, he's getting you know, it's going to his side, it's favouring him, he's getting more rights, if you will. That's a no. So anything that's further to his side than split down the middle is a no. That should be the maximum. It should be your side or right in the middle. There's no positive energy around going further than that. So I would say no to that. Just bear with me one moment. Just dealing with my charger. Right, okay. So, Maya, feelings of Matthias Leandro for you, okay. It's just like interest. It's nothing super strong, but there's definitely like something coming up there, something like attraction wise coming up there. Miss Venus says, oh yeah, I already came back around, but it's this distraction related to work or ADHD. Okay. Yeah, it does feel more work, it does feel more root based. Kevin says, what are these glitch markers or hackers even want from making these glitches on my phone? What are they even getting out of this? Okay. Yeah, it seemed like it was an attempt for money. So it's an attempt for money, and they couldn't get there. They couldn't quite get there. So it's almost like a failure on their part, you know. But it's not great for you. It doesn't feel safe. Miss Venus said, I heard the song "If I Leave." Who was that message from? Okay. I'm getting the twin flame with that one actually. So you're getting messages from everybody at the moment. Val Starseed, hello and welcome. Oh, it's lovely to see you back. It's lovely to see you back. So Miss Venus, do you see O increasing his efforts towards me again? He somehow always does come back around, but do you see it increasing again, and if so, when? Yeah, I really do, and I don't really feel like it would be too far away either. I really feel like it would be like, let me feel, like within this month, you know, like no longer than the beginning of next month. It really feels like it would be quite soon. Maya, which feelings has my ex Samuel for me? Okay. There does seem to be a little bit, it's like he's up and down. He dips into coming back into the feelings, and then he kind of goes away from it. At the moment, he's back in the feelings. So he's back in the feelings at the moment. Val Starseed, so the housing department got back and they are looking a house now. Any feelings of when? So we're looking at a date. Okay. I'm getting November. So general guidance. So I know some people are new, so I will go back over it. So for the crystal ball, we ask specific questions. So not really like what's coming in my life, what's coming in this month, what's coming on the love path. Not like a general reading, because it takes too long. So a general reading is only something I do one-on-one with people. On my website is there at the bottom of the screen as well. If you do want a full reading, of course, it's totally not necessary, but secretfrequencies.com/shop is my website, where I do full readings, but on stream I don't, and it's only because they take so long. I can't do a general reading for someone whilst everybody else is just sitting waiting. So when we ask specific questions, we can, you know, people aren't waiting too long. It's answer one. So it's just the way that we need to do it. So I'm not doing like half an hour with each person and people are waiting. Just a little bit too long to take with each person. So more specific questions for the crystal ball if you can. But you're very welcome to ask for the cards. So where you're saying general guidance, we will pull you a card or two. So let's do a angel card and an Akashic for Val Starseed, as to kind of go with that general guidance you're talking about. So we have angel, we have outdoors, okay, very nice. Archangel Jophiel, go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new ideas. Again, something I'm a huge proponent of is that we shouldn't make important decisions, huge decisions indoors. We should always go outdoors to contemplate those huge decisions. Have the sunlight on your skin, have the wind in your hair when you're making those important decisions. And also, it does give a space where creative energies can flow to you, because energy is flowing quite naturally outdoors. So that's a nice one. But Archangel Jophiel, if you do want an angel to connect with. But also we will do Akashic card for you. So we have the King of Scrolls. So the King of Scrolls for Val Starseed. So this is an interesting one. So the King of Scrolls is about it's usually a male figure in your life. Of course, he's the king, so he's a male figure usually, or it may just be, it could be a female, but they might have their divine masculine energy, the masculine energies that are in their own yin yang might be at the forefront, but it's generally a male. So they are someone who will really help on the root chakra path. So it's scrolls. It's usually about learning, study, work, but it can be anything root chakra. So it can be home, safety, security, work, finances, anything like that. But they will really help you on that root chakra path. So it might be someone who hires you for a job. It might be someone who you connect with to sign like an important contract. It could be anyone to do with the root chakra, so money, safety, security, home, location, anything like that. But an important male figure who's going to really help you. So you might need to seek them out. You might need to kind of find them. It's to some degree. But it's like a really positive omen that you will. So even if you have to seek them out, they don't come to you, it's still a really positive omen. Like it could be a mentor, it could be just someone that really helps at this stage of your life path. So that's really nice. So look out for them. And let's see, we also have, could I ask what I need to do now to get balance as a single mum with 3 kids? You absolutely can, but what are we asking for? So balance, balance comes in many forms. Is a balance of the mind, body, spirit. We're looking more on the root monetary path kind of thing. Anything that you might want to ask that might be a bit more specific would be perfect. But yeah, it's really nice to see you on stream. Elizabeth. Oh, sorry. Maya says Elizabeth will get karma for being mean to me. Okay. Yes, actually gets a yes there. And Kita, if I leave her, will she try to rebuild the friendship? Yes, I guess a yes on that as well. Jancy, should I start closing myself off again? Lately, I've been trying to branch out and make new friends, even guy friends, to distract myself from Caden. But I don't know if it's doing me any good, okay? Yes, I'm getting really positive energy around all of that. Highly positive. I would 100% say yes. Closing yourself off and distracting yourself with friends, even guys, yes, 100%, yes. Jasmine. Oh. This jumped out when I said Jasmine, so I'm going to read it for you. But Jasmine says, oh, I've skipped it. I guess the app could be coming from anywhere, but I was thinking Google. Google. Yeah. I don't feel anything negative around that. Let me just look in the ball. Yes, I don't feel anything negative around that. But let's do your Starseed card. Jump in. Really interesting. Andromedan energy. Adventure. Say yes to change. So adventure is really important because seeking adventure, going on a new adventure, not necessarily always about going on a trip. It could be just exploring new realms of yourself, exploring new realms of possibilities within your life path. But it's really nice that you're getting say yes to change and Andromedan energy. I don't know if you have ever gotten Andromedan Starseed connection? Because Andromeda, it's really amazing. Andromeda is very like self-sufficient. independent, you know, being able to do things. It is kind of like a warrior energy, Andromeda, you know? It's really strong, really independent, really kind of warrior energy. And not that they don't work together, but they can govern themselves. They don't need a higher power telling them what to do. They have a really strong empathy, really strong moral code and values, and they just know what to do. Don't be a bad person and be strong, you know? So Andromeda energy is great. And that's one of my connections as well. And Kita sees a card for me regarding how M feels about me as a friend. Okay? Let's do... so, Moon Magic. Let's do Moon Magic. So the Moon Magic says, I enjoy the serendipity of life. The unexpected can be wonderful. So yeah, maybe with that card in relation to M, it could be that you're unexpectedly, you're wonderful. That's what I would get from that. Feeling like you're really great. But there could be some, like, the unexpected is interesting because it can be if you turned out to be different than they expected, but in a good way. Or it can be that you're up for the unexpected. Maybe you're a bit spontaneous, and that could also be a factor. Kevin says, why am I being advised to wear the red tiger eye bracelet on my right hand or left? Do I need to cleanse it somehow before wearing? So I would definitely recommend cleansing, because one thing is, you know, even if the company, even if the company who makes them are very positive and vibrant, and they cleanse before they send, and they're really spiritual, it's still going into that transit, you know. We've all seen, you know, people who deliver things just like throwing things about or having a stressful day and being, you know, a bit not in the greatest energy. So we do want to cleanse. But yeah, so let me see. Okay, so I'm having cleanse by either putting in a selenite if you have selenite, or you can meditate on it yourself with the intention, like asking your guides to help cleanse it. They're the two ways I'm getting. So I know there's tons and millions of ways to cleanse crystals, but they're the two ways I'm getting for you of cleansing. If you have selenite, leave it by that. If you don't, do a meditation, ask your guides to cleanse it. But let's see the hand you're being guided to wear it on. Left. I'm getting left. Rain says, I have the same desire to tell people what will bring them comfort, but I want to be like you and be frank even when it's hard. Yes. I mean, yeah. I think, though, it's kind of like having that... Being a comfort to someone is really great, but you do have to put, even if you're the strongest, not strongest, most sensitive and most empathetic person, and your heart chakra is like super open and super strong, which is great, and that's most empaths, you still have to put truth above that, you know? So I don't know, I mean, sometimes you can find ways to kind of sugarcoat things a little bit, but it's just as long as it's softening the blow, not lying, you know? It's finding that balance between, I'm not saying what you want to hear, but I'm saying what you don't want to hear in the kindest way I can possibly say it, if you can. I do apologise if when I do say things they don't come across as kind. I greatly apologise for that. Jan says, why hasn't Caden blocked or removed me yet? Okay. I feel like he's a little bit worried about you and how you feel, and he's a little bit kind of, he doesn't know whether he's going to do that. I feel like there's some worry about how you're feeling, how you're going. Starseed card for Rain. Star Family. You are part of a team of souls. Call in the support. So your soul family may be close by with you, and you might be meeting them, coming into contact with them in this current chapter. And yeah, don't feel like you're alone. Even, you know, it's interesting because when it comes to Starseeds, we do feel often like it's us connecting with the higher powers, but sometimes it's us connecting with other Starseeds who are humans right now, you know? Rebirth resonates. Oh, you're very welcome. I love the feedback when something resonates, by the way. Val Starseed, what do I need to release right now? Okay. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit of a block in the root chakra. So a little bit of a block in the root chakra needs to be released. And I would also say there's something in the sacral as well. I don't know if I would say dense energy, but there's something, maybe a little bit of imbalance or something there. So the root and sacral seem to be the most important for you at the moment. Marianne says, I am RH negative bloodline. What ancient connections is this linked to? This is quite a lot to get into, and actually it's interesting, Marianne. If we could discuss this off stream, I would be really happy to do that. It's a little bit more to delve into, but it's definitely something I'm super interested in. Also, you're from the UK, so did you give blood? Because I'm wondering how you know your blood type, because I don't even think is it on our birth certificates? It's difficult to get your blood type in the UK. It's not as easy as it is in other places. Sometimes you have to give blood to get your blood type. Really interesting how they don't really want you to know it. But yes, this is kind of why sometimes I shift some conversations off stream, because even me, it's my fault. I'm heading into some conspiracy land here. So, Kevin, what would Aniruda's thoughts and feelings for me be like if he comes to know that I am bi? Yeah, I feel acceptance. I don't really feel any change in that area at the moment. Jasmine, should I maintain not allowing Randall to see your son? The judge said it could be used against me in court, and this is what made me decide to talk to him out of fear of being penalised, but I don't feel it's fair. Like, I just have to let go of all the damage he's done to me with no repercussions for his actions. I totally agree, but I feel like at the moment it's almost like you're on this tightrope where you're balancing what's the right thing to do, what should be done spiritually, mentally and emotionally, and then what should be done legally. Because this is one thing that I do talk about when even when you are coming through very Andromedan right now, because this is the thing with Andromedan energy as well, is it's like it's kind of that understanding, that epiphany, that oh sorry, the music's gone off because it's been 2 hours. Oh no, it's just about still on. So it's this kind of energy of this epiphany of like morality and the legal system are not interlinked and intertwined, and you know, morals are actually law and morals, morals and the government, they're different things, and to live in this world and go by these rules, it is like balancing on the tightrope, and you're in a position where you're rarely seeing that at the moment. And I think it's unfortunate when people do get into those positions, because it's horrible, because it's not right. But yeah, it's really like balancing as closely as you can what's going to go right for you in the legal sense and what you truly believe in the moral sense. And it's such a shame that some of those things are going to have some kind of compromise or contradiction. It's horrible. Like, there's really not more I can say. It's not right. It's really not right. And you do have to kind of balance that and think about that, and sometimes do something that's playing in their court, playing in their rules, you know, that's actually going against our own morals. It's horrible to say, but you do have to think also about how you don't want to be penalised, you know, because you don't want to go through any more trouble than you have to. So you're being forced to do something that's wrong. It's horrible. But yeah, I do think you do need to play into their rules a little bit. Unfortunately, I'm hearing myself say that, feeling myself say that. I can feel like my Andromedan starseeds just like wanting to, I don't know, tell me off. I will say, like, really wanting to tell me off. But yeah, sometimes we do have to in this. It's one of those really difficult parts of this human life path. No, it actually really makes me sad, because it's so anti the Andromedan energy that I rarely carry myself. So yeah, sorry to really go on about that, but it really is, like, you know, it might sound silly, but it really is something that's important to me because, yeah, I don't know if I should talk about it too much on stream, but our morals and our legal systems are not one and the same, you know? It's really horrible. Maya says, why my ex Samuel insists so much on having romance with me. Okay. Yeah, those feelings just seem to never fully leave. They never fully release. So yeah, it's just like that strong attraction that's coming through. Jan says, can I have a love card and another card of your choice? Need some positive messages. Okay. So a love card. Oh, you have reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So you wanted a positive message, and they certainly gave you one there. So let's also do, let's do Starseed. I'm kind of feeling these today. Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. So it's important as well because, you know, it's kind of the energy if you can tap into the gifts and lessons from your past lives, from your starseed lives, from your starseed guides and all of these things. You can integrate more knowledge and intelligence, like it says, into your system if you really focus on connecting with those guides and things like that. Rain says, have I met the one that I seek, or does the card mean I'm close to doing so? Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing current chapter, you're close to doing so. That's nice. Eslila, I'm going to Greece tomorrow and I have a strange feeling that I will meet my twin up there, but he lives in Italy, not in Greece. Is it because I got a plane to meditate a lot? I don't understand. Okay. Okay, so what I'm guessing here is that the energy is really close spiritually and emotionally. So you're feeling like that will physically manifest. It doesn't really seem likely that that's going to physically manifest, but it is that you're really feeling that energy of the spiritual and the emotional connection is strengthening and getting closer. So you're feeling like there's going to be a physical manifestation of that. And it's not that there won't be, but it doesn't really seem likely that it'll be at this time. But have a lovely time. I've never been to Greece, actually. It's one place I've never been to. Places on my list that I've never been to are places like I'm travelling America a little bit. I want to go to Area 51 in person. I've been there astrally, and in other lifetimes, I suppose. You know, areas like that, like, you know, the Sedona Desert and things like that I really want to go to. But there's also sorry, why can't I think now? Greece, Egypt, needs to go to the pyramids, need to go back there in this physical body. So need to do those things. So have a wonderful time. Jan says Acacia card, please. Oh, and Taiwan. I need to visit the old temples, the Taoist temples in Taiwan would be an absolute dream. There's beaches in Taiwan where you find jade, the crystal, just like on the beach, in the sand, you know, or in the water. Needs to go there. Acacia for Jan, okay. Okay, so you have the Oracle of Delphi, so actually this is about an important message coming to you soon, and it could be a secret revealed as well. It could be a secret revealed, it could be a secret revealed, but could be a very important opportunity as well being presented to you. So it might be something that you really have to grasp and take a hold of as well, like an important opportunity or a secret being revealed to you. Yeah, so but in a positive way, so it brings you positive light. Marianne says, by putting all of the feathers I had collected into the river, what did this bring by doing so? Okay. Cleansing. It's a cleansing act. Marianne says, angel card to let me know which angel may be around me right now. Okay. So you have moon cycles. Archangel Haniel. Haniel is there. So it says, notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. And that's something important. I do have a lot of clients who they're very certain that certain moon phases help certain types of manifestations. So they'll get a cleanser at one stage of the moon cycle, Reiki at another, and a spell at another. And I totally support it, of course, but it's interesting to see that not everybody has the same views, you know? Not everybody uses the same moon phase for the same thing. So I think that's really interesting. So we are at the finishing up mark now. So I'm just going to see if there's anybody who hasn't had any questions answered. We have a Romy. Just a question, will meeting S come unexpected or unplanned, or will I have some idea in advance that's going to happen? Okay. So I'm guessing you'll have an idea in advance. So I'm getting that. So let's see. So Aromi, if you have another question, you're very welcome to post it, since you only just got on very, very shortly. But yeah, I really, really appreciate you guys. Really, really appreciate the members of the channel. I really appreciate the support. Like, I can't thank you enough. You know, shout out to Sid and Rain as well for the super chat and super sticker. I greatly appreciate that as well. But yeah, so we tend to be getting like a few more members, you know, it's slowly but surely like kind of building a bit, and especially people who are kind of having more input as well. You know, we have some members that don't come in much, which is fine, but it's nice that we're getting more members that do, which just means I'm going to do more and more members streams, so do look out for that. Let's see. Yeah, so Rain there saying, I agree with you that I should look towards new love. I'm really glad, because we do have to give ourselves that cut-off point of holding on to a certain connections, and I think it's nice to know that, you know, you deserve love, so you can't hold on for too long when you're not getting it, you know? Aromi, do you see Anne sending me a message soon, or will he just keep thinking about it? Okay. So I definitely see sending the message. I definitely see it. I'm not really sure if it's going to be soon just yet. The energy of it, of sending a message is like, yes, you know, it's like really vibrant, but time frame is a bit murky, so that could be one to check back on. But I definitely get a yes. So Val just says, can I ask how do I unblock a root and sacral? Okay, so to unblock the root and the sacral, you need to work, of course, on those chakras. So there's many things that you can do. There is meditations you can do, there's frequencies you can listen to, there's certain foods you can eat, yoga poses you can do, mantras you can do. There is tons of things you can do for different chakras. To unblock them, working on them yourself, you know, with meditation and things like that. But if you do feel like you need extra help, you can always get a cleanser when you have blocks to remove blocks. My website here, secretfrequencies.com/shop, I do full cleansers. So the cleansers include removal of dense energy, any negative or old cords, upkeeping the flow of energy if it's slow, repairing the aura if it needs it, entity and hex removal if you need those, and just general protection as well. But if you are a member, you get half price on the cleanser. So message me first for the discount code if you do want a cleanser. But feel free to check that out. They are very reasonably priced anyway. But a lot of members get half price. All members get half price on a lot of items. Not a lot of members get half price. That would be unfair. Some of you get half price and some of you don't. No. You all get half price, but it's just on certain items. But the cleanser is one of those items. So just message me for the discount code and I can give it to you. But like I said, there are ways to do that yourself, especially when the energy is not too dense or too much of an issue. And I have an article on the root chakra on how to cleanse and remove. In fact, I will, let's see. I will get up my article. I've tried to do, or I should have done, an article on every single chakra. But what I did, I did the most ones that people needed at the time. So I had like clients who were asking. So I think I did root, solar plexus and third eye, because they were the ones that kept coming up for my clients at the moment. So I do need to finish my chakra article kind of. Oh, I have done the sacral. So I will send you the sacral one, but there's also a root chakra one on there. So these do give 3 ways in which you can unblock the sacral yourself. There is a root one as well. So yeah, like I say, you know, I do like to share information. I do like to help people for free. I'm not always like trying to get sessions and trying to get money, but you know, my main thing is just for people to. My main thing is to be a positive part on people's journey, even if oh my gosh, I can't speak. Even if that never involves having any sessions with me or being a member or anything like that, I still want to be a positive part of people's journey. That's pretty much my life mission here, pretty much. So yeah, it looks like I have done sacral and root. Maybe it was sacral, root and solar plexus that I did then. But there's articles on both here. You can check those out. And of course, if you do want a cleanser, just message first so you do get it for half price. Because I wouldn't want a member to pay full price for too many items and things, you know. So yeah, let me see. I might be able to find that cleanser quite quickly. I have too many items. I should remove the ones that people don't really use, maybe. But yeah, if anyone has any last finishing kind of comments, I am going to read those in a moment. So I do apologise for just jumping out of here for a moment. Yeah, so this cleanser can be half price. It comes with a report as well, so I always say like everything I've done, what I've worked on, what I've removed, what I found, you know. It does come with the report as well. Oh, let me just see this message. Let me see. Let's see. That's so interesting. The time shifts. The time you initially gave is now. So I asked. Oh, so imminent energy. Maybe it's actually aligning to an actual specific day then. That's interesting. But Val says, yes, I'm a member ages I didn't get on much. It would be lovely to see you more. I always hate when people just come in at the end and I'm like, oh, I wish I could stay for longer. Venus, so Ella says, Venus, can you please check why Andre has some depressed feelings, please? Okay. So it seems to mostly be about, like choices, like life choices, life decisions. But there is some energy of, in fact, can you message me off stream? Some things I don't want to say on stream just because we're talking about people who don't know we're talking about them, and something I want to say that I don't know if I should say like out loud on stream. Just try to be mindful about what I say on stream. So please message me that off stream and I will get back to you. Please, Ella, I would greatly appreciate that. Val says, can I ask you how the chiropractor feels about me? There's always weird tension around when I go in, like nervous energy. Okay. Okay, this is not the greatest, and so unfortunately I'm guessing that this person has a small attachment, unfortunately, so like a parasitic, almost like the eel type. I don't know if anyone else visualizes them or has ever worked with them, but there is these kind of parasitic like eel type attachments that people get sometimes. And it does seem like they have one of those, so I'm really sorry about that. I think this causes weird energy because you're like a light worker, like, or empath, you know, you're a positive kind of spiritual-esque person, so you're picking it up, so you're feeling the tension of that, unfortunately, so I'm sorry to say that. And thank you, Ella, yeah, I greatly appreciate that. So yeah, thank you guys so much. We'll just quickly go over the 2 member streams that are coming up. So we have the members channeling, which is on the 18th at 8 p.m. GMT. Always check your time conversion, of course. I always post World Time Buddy. It's a good website to use for checking your time zone against GMT, which is my one, GMT. So it's 8 p.m. So that's channeling. So remember, if you are a root chakra member, you get 1 channeling per month. Oh, I don't know if I'm doing that. You get 1 channeling per month. If you're a heart chakra member, you get 2. So do remember that. And feel free to chase me up about that if you want to, if you haven't had one yet. And then the next Members Crystal Ball, it is at 2 p.m. GMT. It might be a strange time for you guys. This is just to resonate with the IST and Australian time zones. We have some, actually I don't think we have Australian member, but we have IST members. And just for some people that time zone is better. If that doesn't work for you and you're asleep, please don't worry. That's an extra one added so that some people who miss these ones get one. So it's not like they're having an extra one. They don't usually make it to this one. So it's kind of like trying to be fair to them. So if you can't make that one, don't worry. It's just an extra one added. If you can't make it, that's great. You're welcome. Of course, you're welcome. But don't feel like you have to get up for it. There will be another members one this month still to come. And maybe another heart one if we have enough heart people available for it. So yeah, and that's it so far. But do check out any streams that come up, because a lot of the time members get priority, like the aura reading stream. The subscribers get the main colour of their aura, and if there's any blocks, the members get full aura reading. So if you're a member, you get other perks like that as well, and like the discounts on my website. So always feel free to come to me and ask me and talk to me and check in with me if you have any questions or anything like that. But yes, 18th tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm streaming every single day now and I can't get used to that. Yes, tomorrow. It is tomorrow. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, tomorrow. So love, light and blessings to each of you. I really hope to see you soon. Don't be shy. You're absolutely welcome to reach out to me no matter what it's about. Even if you just want to vent or ask some questions or, queries, whatever it is. Love, light and blessings to each of you. I really hope to see you soon.